Welcome to Wrestling Throne, where legends are born and stories unfold in the squared circle. Today we're diving deep into the phenomenon that is Randy Orton, a third-generation superstar who has carved his own path through the annals of wrestling history with a combination of calculated brutality, psychological warfare, and an almost serpentine approach to dismantling his opponents. From the moment he stepped into a WWE ring, it was clear that wrestling wasn't just in his blood, it was his destiny, his calling, and ultimately his kingdom to rule. Randy Orton's fighting style is unlike anything we've seen before or since. While many wrestlers rely on high-flying maneuvers or overwhelming power, Orton has built his entire career on precision, timing, and an almost predatory patience. He stalks his opponents like a viper waiting for the perfect moment to strike, and when that moment comes, it's swift, it's decisive, and it's absolutely devastating. His moveset isn't about flash or unnecessary theatrics, it's about effectiveness, about breaking down his opponents methodically until there's nothing left but the inevitable 3 count. Every punch, every kick, every slam serves a purpose in the grand chess match that Orton plays inside that ring. The European uppercut that Orton delivers is a thing of beauty in its simplicity. He doesn't telegraph it, he doesn't wind up for dramatic effect. He simply explodes upward with such force that opponents often find themselves dazed before they even realize what hit them. This move showcases Orton's understanding of leverage and positioning, 2 elements that separate good wrestlers from great ones. He knows exactly where to stand, exactly how to position his body, and exactly when to unleash that devastating strike. It's this attention to detail that has made him one of the most dangerous competitors in WWE history. Then there's the power slam, a move that Orton has elevated to an art form. While many wrestlers use power slams as transitional moves or setup maneuvers, Orton's version carries the weight of a potential match ender. The way he catches opponents midair, the rotation he puts on their bodies, and the thunderous impact when they crash to the canvas, it all demonstrates why Orton is considered one of the smoothest workers in the business. His power slam doesn't just hurt, it sends a message, it tells his opponent that they're in the ring with someone who can end their night at any moment. The backbreaker is another weapon in Orton's extensive arsenal that deserves recognition. He doesn't just drop opponents across his knee, he positions them perfectly to maximize the impact on their spine, targeting the very foundation that supports every other move they might attempt. This isn't just about causing pain, it's about strategy, about weakening the body systematically so that when the RKO comes, and it always comes, there's no energy left to kick out, no strength remaining to continue the fight. Orton understands that wrestling is as much about breaking spirits as it is about breaking bodies. His DDT from the second rope has become one of the most anticipated moments in any Orton match. The way he drapes his opponent over that middle rope, the theatrical pause as he surveys the crowd, and then the snap as he falls backward, driving his opponent's head into the mat with sickening force, it's poetry in violence. This move perfectly encapsulates what makes Orton special, the combination of technical excellence and showmanship, the ability to make every move feel significant, every moment feel like it could be the turning point of the match. But let's talk about what everyone knows, what everyone fears, what has ended more matches and created more highlight reels than perhaps any other finishing move in modern wrestling history. The RKO, 3 letters that have become synonymous with instantaneous victory, with out-of-nowhere brilliance, with the kind of devastating impact that can change the course of a match in the literal blink of an eye. Randy Orton has hit the RKO in so many situations, from so many positions, against so many different opponents, that it has transcended being just a finishing move and has become a cultural phenomenon in its own right. The genius of the RKO lies in its versatility and its unpredictability. Orton can hit it at any moment, from any angle, in response to virtually any offensive maneuver his opponent might attempt. We've seen him catch people midair as they attempt high-flying attacks, we've seen him counter submission attempts with it, we've seen him reverse opponents, finishing moves into RKOs that left crowds absolutely stunned. This isn't just a cutter, this is the ultimate equalizer, the move that means no lead is safe, no advantage is secure, no victory is guaranteed until that final bell rings. What makes the RKO even more devastating is the psychology Orton employs in setting it up. He doesn't just wait for opportunities, he creates them. He baits opponents into making mistakes, he lures them into positions where they're vulnerable, and he exploits every single opening with the precision of a master tactician. When Orton drops into that familiar pose, arms extended, body coiled like the snake he's been nicknamed after, everyone in the arena knows what's coming, but that doesn't make it any less effective. If anything, the anticipation makes it more powerful because opponents know it's coming and still can't stop it. The impact of an Orton RKO is unlike any other move in wrestling. The way he grabs the head, the rotation of the jump, the acceleration is both men fall, and then that final collision of skull against shoulder, it's all executed with such fluidity that it looks effortless, but anyone who has taken one knows the brutal reality. Opponents don't just go down, they go down hard, and they stay down. The RKO doesn't require extended setup or elaborate choreography, it just requires that split second of opportunity, and when Orton sees it, the match is essentially over. Now let's discuss something that truly sets Randy Orton apart from his peers, and that's the genuine respect he shows to his fellow wrestlers, particularly when it comes to their signature moves and finishing maneuvers. In an industry where egos often clash and territorial behavior over moves can create real backstage tension, Orton has consistently demonstrated a level of professional respect that speaks volumes about his character and his understanding of what makes wrestling great. He doesn't just borrow moves or steal signatures, he pays homage, he acknowledges the originals, and he uses these moments to tell richer stories inside that ring. When Orton hits a pedigree, he's not just performing a double underhook facebuster, he's invoking the legacy of Triple H, his former mentor and Evolution stablemate. This isn't disrespectful appropriation, it's a nod to their shared history, a reminder of where he came from and who helped shape him into the legend killer he became. The crowd recognizes this connection immediately, and it adds layers to whatever story is being told in that particular match. Whether he's teaming with Triple H and using the move as a sign of unity, or using it against him as a psychological weapon, the pedigree in Orton's hands becomes more than just a move, it becomes a narrative device. The same applies when we see Orton execute the five-knuckle shuffle, the signature move of his longtime rival and occasional partner, John Cena. When Orton performs this move, he's not mocking Cena in a disrespectful way, he's acknowledging their intertwined careers, their countless classic matches, and the mutual respect that has developed over years of pushing each other to be better. It's a moment that makes fans remember all those epic encounters, all those WrestleMania moments, all those times these two titans collided and created magic. By using Cena's move, Orton actually elevates the moment rather than diminishing it. We've also seen Orton utilize moves associated with other legends throughout WWE history. When he hits a scoop slam in that perfect, textbook fashion, he's channeling generations of wrestlers who built this industry. When he applies a headlock with precise technique, he's showing that he respects the fundamentals, the basics that too many modern wrestlers overlook in favor of flashier alternatives. Orton understands that every move has a history, every technique has been passed down through generations, and by executing them properly, he's honoring everyone who came before him. This respect extends beyond just the moves themselves to how Orton carries himself in the ring. He doesn't try to outshine his opponents, he tries to have the best possible match with them. He sells their offense convincingly, he makes their moves look devastating, and he gives them moments to shine even in matches where he's ultimately victorious. This is the mark of a true professional, someone who understands that wrestling is collaborative storytelling, not a solo performance. Orton makes his opponents look good because he knows that the better they look, the better he looks when he ultimately defeats them. There have been countless instances where younger wrestlers have spoken about how much they learned from working with Randy Orton. He's known backstage as someone who will guide less experienced performers through matches, offering advice and adjusting on the fly to ensure the best possible outcome. This mentorship role is something Orton takes seriously, understanding that he was once in their position, learning from veterans like his father Bob Orton Jr. and others who took the time to teach him the craft. By passing that knowledge forward, Orton ensures that the business he loves continues to thrive long after he eventually hangs up his boots. The respect Orton shows also manifests in how he puts over other wrestlers' finishers. When he takes an FU from Cena, a Claymore from Drew McIntyre, or a spear from Edge, he doesn't just fall down, he sells it like death. He makes those moves look absolutely devastating because he knows that protecting finishing moves protects the entire business. In an era where finishers are sometimes kicked out of repeatedly, diminishing their importance, Orton remains old school in his approach, treating finishing moves with the reverence they deserve. When someone pins Orton after their finisher, it means something, it elevates that move and that wrestler in the eyes of the fans. Now we need to talk about one of the most iconic elements of Randy Orton's entire presentation, something that gets fans on their feet before he even throws a single punch, and that's his entrance. From the moment his music hits, there's an electricity in the arena that's palpable. That distinctive sound, that pose he strikes on the stage with arms extended wide as pyro explodes around him, it's become one of the most recognizable entrances in all of professional wrestling. But an entrance is more than just walking from backstage to the ring, it's about setting the tone, establishing the character, and making the audience feel something before the match even begins. Orton's entrance is a masterclass in psychological presentation. The slow, deliberate walk to the ring isn't about wasting time, it's about building tension, it's about making his opponent wait and think and worry about what's coming. Every step is purposeful, every glance into the crowd is calculated, and by the time he slides under that bottom rope, he's already gained a psychological advantage. He owns that moment completely, and everyone watching knows they're about to witness something special. The way Orton positions himself in the ring during his entrance is equally important to his overall presentation. He doesn't just stand in a corner waiting for the bell, he surveys his surroundings like a predator assessing its territory. He stretches on the ropes, he stares down his opponent, and he creates this aura of controlled menace that sets him apart from almost everyone else on the roster. This isn't a man who's nervous or uncertain, this is a man who knows exactly what he's capable of and is simply waiting for the opportunity to prove it once again. The lighting, the music, the timing of every element of Orton's entrance has been refined over 2 decades to create maximum impact. When those lights change and his theme hits, it's not just announcing his arrival, it's announcing that something significant is about to happen. Whether he's entering as a hero fighting for the fans' approval or as a villain intent on destruction, the entrance adapts subtly to reflect his current character alignment while maintaining the core elements that make it uniquely his. This consistency has helped Orton build a brand that's instantly recognizable across the globe. What's particularly impressive about Orton's entrance is how it's evolved over the years while maintaining its essential character. From his early days as the cocky young legend killer, through his time as the Viper, to his current status as a respected veteran, the entrance has matured with him. The fundamentals remain, the arms extended, the deliberate pace, the intense focus, but the subtle variations tell the story of a man who has grown and changed while never losing sight of what made him special in the first place. It's a testament to Orton's understanding of character development and presentation. The entrance also serves a practical purpose that casual fans might not fully appreciate. By the time Orton reaches the ring, he's mentally prepared for what's about to happen. That walk gives him time to get into character completely, to shake off whatever might have happened backstage, and to focus entirely on the task at hand. Wrestling is as much mental as it is physical, and Orton's entrance ritual helps him achieve the right mindset for performing at the highest level. It's meditation in motion, preparation disguised as presentation. Fans have created countless videos and compilations of Orton's entrance, often set to different music or showing every variation over the years. This fan engagement speaks to how memorable and impactful his entrance has become. People don't just watch Orton walk to the ring, they experience it, they feel it, and they remember it. In a business where creating lasting memories is the ultimate goal, Orton has succeeded in making even his entrance an unforgettable part of his legacy. Children imitate that pose, crowds anticipate that music, and arenas come alive when Randy Orton makes his entrance. Throughout his career, Orton has had the privilege and the challenge of sharing the ring with virtually everyone who matters in professional wrestling. From legends like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and Mick Foley, to his own generation including John Cena, Edge, and Batista, to newer stars like AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns, Orton has faced them all. What's remarkable is how he's adapted his style to bring out the best in each opponent, regardless of their size, style, or experience level. This adaptability is the hallmark of a truly great wrestler. Against power wrestlers like Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley, Orton relies more on his speed and cunning, using their strength against them and waiting for that perfect moment to strike with the RKO. Against high flyers like Rey Mysterio or Ricochet, he becomes more of a base, allowing them to showcase their aerial abilities while he plays the role of the grounded predator waiting to catch them mid-flight. Against technical wrestlers like Daniel Bryan or Kurt Angle, Orton has shown he can go hold for hold when necessary, proving that his skill set extends far beyond just striking and his finishing move. These matches have produced some of the most memorable moments in WWE history. Who can forget his encounters with The Undertaker, where Orton showed absolutely no fear in the face of the Deadman's legendary mystique? Those matches told stories of young ambition challenging established power, of the new generation trying to topple the old guard, and Orton played his role perfectly. His willingness to engage in these high-profile feuds, knowing that one misstep could damage his career trajectory, showed a confidence and commitment to excellence that has defined his entire run. The respect Orton has earned from his peers is evident in how they talk about him in interviews and on podcasts. Veterans praise his ring awareness and his ability to call matches on the fly, adjusting to crowd reactions and unexpected developments without missing a beat. Younger wrestlers credit him with helping them find their footing during crucial moments in their careers. Even his rivals, people he's feuded with for years, speak glowingly about his professionalism and his dedication to the craft. This universal respect didn't come easy, it was earned through thousands of matches, through consistent excellence, and through treating the business with the respect it deserves. Randy Orton's career has not been without controversy or challenges. He's made mistakes, he's had moments he probably wishes he could take back, and he's faced criticism both from fans and from within the industry itself. But what separates great performers from good ones is how they respond to adversity, how they learn from their mistakes, and how they continue to evolve and improve. Orton has done exactly that, taking every setback as an opportunity to grow, to refine his approach, and to become better than he was before. This resilience, this refusal to let failures define him, is perhaps as important to his legacy as any championship reign or classic match. The longevity of Orton's career is itself an achievement worth celebrating. In a business that chews up bodies and spits them out, where careers often end prematurely due to injury or burnout, Orton has maintained an incredibly high level of performance for over 20 years. He's adapted his style as his body has aged, working smarter rather than harder, focusing on psychology and storytelling rather than relying purely on athletic ability. This intelligence, this willingness to evolve, has allowed him to remain relevant and valuable long past the point where many of his contemporaries have retired or faded into obscurity. Looking at Orton's championship history reveals a wrestler who has competed at the absolute highest level throughout his career. Multiple WWE championships, multiple World Heavyweight Championships, victories at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, Royal Rumble wins, every major accomplishment that exists in WWE, Orton has achieved it. But more important than the number of titles or the statistics is how he won them and what he did with them. Orton's championship reigns have always felt significant, they've always been used to tell compelling stories, and they've always elevated both the titles themselves and the challengers who pursued them. His ability to play both hero and villain with equal effectiveness has made Orton invaluable to WWE's storytelling efforts. As a heel, he's absolutely despicable, doing things that make audiences genuinely angry, that make them want to see him get his comeuppance. As a face, he's cool and calculated, the anti-hero that fans can't help but cheer for even when he's doing morally questionable things. This versatility, this range as a performer, is rare in wrestling where many talents excel in only one role. Orton can do it all, and he can switch between roles seamlessly when the story calls for it. The tag team success Orton has enjoyed, particularly his recent run with Riddle as RK-Bro, has shown yet another dimension to his talent. Many top singles stars struggle when placed in tag team situations, unable to share the spotlight or work cooperatively with a partner. Orton, however, has embraced these opportunities, showing different facets of his personality and creating memorable moments that wouldn't be possible in singles competition. His chemistry with different partners, from Evolution to Rated RKO with Edge to RK-Bro, demonstrates an understanding that wrestling is better when everyone works together toward a common goal. Beyond the matches and the championships, Randy Orton has become a cultural icon whose influence extends beyond the wrestling bubble. His pose has been replicated by athletes in other sports, his RKO has been turned into countless memes and viral videos, and his name is recognized by people who don't even watch wrestling regularly. This crossover appeal, this ability to penetrate mainstream consciousness, is something very few wrestlers achieve. Orton has become synonymous with WWE in many ways, representing the company at its best, showcasing what professional wrestling can be when performed by someone at the absolute peak of their abilities. The business aspect of wrestling is something Orton clearly understands as well. He knows how to generate interest in his matches, how to build anticipation for his feuds, and how to leave audiences wanting more. His social media presence strikes the perfect balance between giving fans access to his personality while maintaining the mystique that makes his character work. He understands that in the modern era, wrestlers need to be brands unto themselves, and he's managed his brand expertly, ensuring that Randy Orton remains valuable and relevant in an ever-changing industry. Training and preparation have been crucial to Orton's sustained success. The work that happens before the cameras start rolling, the hours in the gym maintaining his physique, the time spent studying tapes and planning matches, the mental preparation required to perform at such a high level consistently, all of this happens behind the scenes where most fans never see it. But it's this dedication to his craft, this refusal to coast on natural talent alone, that has allowed Orton to remain at the top of the industry for so long. He treats wrestling not just as a job but as an art form that demands constant attention and improvement. The influence Orton has had on the next generation of wrestlers cannot be overstated. When you watch younger performers today, you can see elements of Orton's style in how they carry themselves, in their timing, in their understanding of ring psychology. He's become a template for what a complete professional wrestler should look like, someone who can do it all at an elite level while making it look effortless. Wrestling schools use his matches as teaching tools, breaking down his movements and decision-making to help students understand the finer points of the craft. This educational legacy ensures that Orton's impact will be felt long after he retires. Randy Orton's journey from third-generation wrestler with enormous expectations on his shoulders to one of the greatest performers in WWE history is a testament to talent, hard work, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. He hasn't just lived up to his family's legacy, he's created his own, establishing himself as a unique force in professional wrestling who will be remembered and celebrated for generations to come. The Viper, the Legend Killer, the Apex Predator, whatever name you know him by, Randy Orton has earned his place in the pantheon of wrestling immortals through 2 decades of unforgettable performances, classic matches, and moments that have defined eras. As we look at the totality of his career, from that first contract signing through today, we see a story of evolution, of a performer who has constantly reinvented himself while maintaining the core elements that made him special. We see someone who respects the business enough to honor its traditions while being innovative enough to create new traditions of his own. We see a wrestler who understands that every match is an opportunity to create something memorable, to give fans moments they'll talk about for years, to contribute to the ongoing narrative that makes professional wrestling so compelling. The RKO will continue to come out of nowhere, stunning opponents and delighting fans who never tire of seeing it executed with such perfection. The entrance will continue to give us chills as Orton makes his way to the ring with that unmistakable confidence. The respect he shows to his fellow wrestlers will continue to set an example for how professionals should conduct themselves in and out of the ring. And Randy Orton will continue to prove, night after night, why he's considered one of the absolute best to ever lace up a pair of boots and step between those ropes. So if you've enjoyed learning more about the incredible career of Randy Orton, about his fighting style that blends power and precision, about the respect he shows to wrestling's traditions and his fellow performers, about that iconic entrance that gets fans on their feet every single time, then make sure you follow us here at Wrestling Throne for more deep dives into the legends who have shaped this incredible industry. Subscribe to never miss our latest content, and hit that like button to let us know you want more stories about the superstars who make professional wrestling the greatest form of entertainment on the planet.